But I think the demo is super easy, right? We live in a world where if you think about demos or applications that consumers would be happy with, it's relatively general and uniform. And I think when you get into the world of I have an enterprise configuration that might be using specific software, whether that's in-house, whether that is a third-party configuration, and I have something very bespoke to how my enterprise has ways of working, it starts to break apart rather quickly. And just giving a any LLM like unfederated access to these systems without understanding what the procedure ought to look like results in a lot of variability. And I think for a lot of enterprises, variability is not necessarily where they want to go. They're more like risk off, right? You have an existing procedure. You want to really make sure that before you move that procedure to a net new procedure, it's always going to be reliable. It's always going to be helpful, and you have an understanding of the entire scope of cost. Even if the LLM's out of the box, given unfederated access to your systems and maybe some brochure or procedure manual to follow, what a lot of the times people are realizing is that if you have the procedure, which is essentially a DAG at that point with conditionals or things to check or things to back follow against, spelling that out for the model creates a more efficient path for the model to follow. And so it's this thing where even if the model was intuitively able to reason every single time what trace it ought to follow, it's simpler sometimes to just explicitly direct the agents in the direction that you want it to go through and just have it like reason where it needs to reason, more of cost saving perspective.